guess starting off, just what are your biggest takeaways from Saturday's game at Middle Tennessee, good, bad, or otherwise?
Yeah, I was really proud of the guys. Obviously, first thing that jumps out to you is just the ability to stop the run the way that they were able to, and third downs. And those are obviously two things that we focused a lot on. Since I've been here, and really ecstatic to be able to see them play as well as they did. I think the thing that I am most excited about is how much fun they look like they're having, and they're playing really, really hard. I'm really, really impressed with our players. I think our staff, our assistant coaches have done a great job of being able to get those guys with a good understanding of what the game plan is, what we're trying to do each week, how we're going to win the game, kind of give them the why behind each call, and what we're trying to get done with it, and who's got the conflict or who's got the hard job, who should make the play, all of those things. But they're playing hard, and they're a lot of fun to coach and a lot of fun to watch right now. So really excited for what they were able to do on Saturday.
What does UAB present to you offensively?
Yeah, well, they've got one of their backs is leading the country, in rushes, yardage per game. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's when you watch them offensively, they have weapons at every position. The two running backs are a dynamic duo, 1-2 punch, series in, series out. What they do offensively with the amount of outside zone, split zone, and counter OYs that they're running really create a lot of conflicts for you, particularly for the backers and your safety reads. The quarterback, in my opinion, is a really, really good player, understands the offense, checks them into good plays, gets them out of bad plays, very much in sync with the wide receivers. They do a good job. The receivers really don't get enough credit. They make big play after big play after big play that kind of get set up by the run game. The O-line, same thing. The O-line and the running backs are very much in sync with the run game. Tight ends, as a whole, I think they are by far the best group that we've seen this year. We've seen a lot of good tight ends, but as a whole, they have 2, 3, 4 different guys, very different roles for each one of them, but I think collectively they play really well. Darren Henshaw, their offensive coordinator, I worked with in 2006, and Darren has been a close friend of mine, and they're going to be coached well, they're going to be tough, and it's a big challenge for us to be able to match. For us, we've got to be able to match their physicality and be able to match their toughness and be able to stop the run.
Kind of going back to your days there, Coach Vincent obviously did a good job with their offense, but what do you remember about him as a high school coach and taking that into Sweden?
Yeah, Noel, I know Coach Vincent, but as soon as we got to UAB, they would not let me recruit in the state. They put me in South Georgia with as many country folks as they could get me around. So I don't know that I had, in my 5 years, I don't know that I had one run-in with Coach Vincent. Coach Calloway was really adamant about where I had to recruit and what lane I needed to stay in, and I did my best to do that. I've known Bryant for a number of years, and obviously have a great deal of respect for him as an offensive coach, and obviously the job he's doing, right now with UAB, and I think, obviously what their team is doing and how they're playing well and playing together in a challenging situation. But he's making the most of his opportunity, and I see them having a great season.
Of course, dealing with some injuries going into the last game, play guys like Darius Thomas just stepping up. How has it been to see those guys step up when starters are injured?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, we've kind of talked all year, right from the get-go, about being able to play a lot of guys. One of the things that I do really believe in defensively is that to chase the ball the way that you need to play it and to play the aggressive style that we want to be able to play, it's going to take a lot of guys. I don't think that we can play one guy 60, 70, 80 snaps, 90 snaps, whatever that is. So we have tried to build as much depth as we could. We have a number of different personnel packages. We've talked about it a lot, but I think that the most important part is that when you're building your roster and you're building your depth, that you're getting everybody ready. And I think what it does is really brings a lot of continuity that the young players in particular know they have an opportunity to play when they're young here. Guys that are transfers know they have an opportunity to play, and then we really try to select a role that gives them the best opportunity to fit their skill set. I would say between 7 and 10 guys right now that have a very individual role for us, and those roles fit their skill set, and we think we're getting the most out of them by doing that between the personnel packages and the ability to play a lot of guys, but in meaningful snaps. And so it has been a tremendous help for us. Knock on wood, I think it's also been able to keep us a little healthier through the long run, but I think it's been really, really positive, and those guys step up. You hear Coach Key, our defensive backs coach, does a phenomenal job with that group. We are playing 10 to 12 DBs in every game and trying to make sure that even we have, some dynamic players in the DB room, but we still roll guys to be able to make sure they're fresh, that they can play long. And I think it's one of the reasons why we're doing a better job of not giving up as many explosive plays, because we have guys that are fresh, guys that can run. Anytime you're a defensive player or coach, you handle a lot of the load on special teams, and a lot of our guys do that. So we know that we've got to be able to play a lot of guys to be able to help ourselves in that role as well.
You mentioned doing a good job on third downs against Middle Tennessee, but it seems like you guys did a pretty good job on first and second downs to set those up. I think most on the 3rd and 5 or longer. How important did you do that, being and doing that? How challenging will that be against a UAB team that runs the ball away?
Well, two totally different offenses, and MTSU, we were fortunate. We were ahead of the sticks in a lot of scenarios. I thought our players really did a good job on first down, being able to put us, in advantageous situations for second down and for third. And I think that was a big part of them understanding the game plan going in, and then getting us into good situations on third down. We play a lot of dime, on our third down package. Our guys are excited to run in on third downs. They believe in what we're doing, and so anyway, I think going into this game, the point that you're making is probably the biggest point of the game. If we are in a situation where we're 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 1 every series, that's not a very good series for us. We're going to have to find ways to be able to get ahead of the sticks and be able to put them in some scenarios that they don't want to be in, and that's going to be the whole world in the game Saturday.